and actually I will say this. If me getting to room 46, to all of you, is a perfectly reasonable end to this series, I'll accept that. If you don't want to see any more blueprints, let me know down in the comments. We'll end this series right here. Simon got to room 46. He got his house. He got his inheritance. That's a good ending. But if you're like I was when I played this game, if you're curious about some of the lore that we've seen, everything we've seen in the archives, everything we've seen pretty much all throughout this fucking puzzle of a mansion, then there are stories left to tell. There are puzzles left to solve. There are mysteries yet to uncover. So let me know if you want to see those. But for right now, we've succeeded. How's it going, everyone? This is Gelhawk Gaming, and welcome back to some more Blueprints. Now, those of you who watch most of what I put out, you may be wondering why today is not a D&D video. That is simply because we had too many people absent from last session. We had Andrew was sick, Tristan was celebrating his birthday, which, by the way, shout out to him, happy birthday. Caleb was having internet problems, and by the time we were ready to start, Willow was already tired. So that was 4 out of the 6 party members out of commission, and we're getting close to finale, so I didn't want to do anything without that party. So instead, we're going to be doing some more blueprints. Now, I know it's been a while since we've played this. I do intend to show off a lot more of the puzzles in the game. I'm not sure how deep I'm going to go into it. I know I at least want to get to room 46. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go after that, because some of the puzzles are very specific in this game, and like even in my playthrough, I'm at like day 90 or something. I'm still chasing down one particular puzzle. I won't give away everything to do with it, but it requires the shrine, the secret entrance, and a watering can. Yeah. Well, I may at some point in the future give guides on some of these puzzles, because some of them are very obtuse. But there's already a ton of guides out there for blueprints on the internet. So if you are curious about that puzzle or any of the others, there are sources online. Or if you want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, let me know down below. But for right now, let's go ahead and get today's day started. All right, just simple. I always like to get to the left edge immediately. It's just something I do. Let's do pantry here. Get some coins to start out, and it also gives us some steps back. I think here I go chapel, get an early red room out of the way, and it also gives us... I was kind of hoping for a dead end, if I'm being honest. We'll draft parlor here just to make it a dead end. That way I'm not too worried about it. Plus this will give us 2 gems. The other 2 boxes are true. This box does not contain the gems. This box contains the gems. So, logic on this one. Assuming this one is true, that means that both of these have to be true as well. Which means that this one can't be true, because that would make 3 true boxes. So this one's false. Means one of these... Okay. Oh man, this is like a loop of logic. Okay, no, I get it. So, because this one is false, that means that at least one of these is false. Cannot be both are false, otherwise we'd have 3 falses and we're in the same situation as before. This box does not contain the gems. That can be true and still allow for the gems to be somewhere else. This box contains the gems. If this one were true and this one false, well then obviously we can't have that, because the gems would be in 2 different places. So this one has to be false. So you have 2 boxes, one that's saying that it truthfully does not contain gems, and one that falsely says it has a gem. So neither one of these have the gems in it. The gems should be in the black one. Yep. I love logic puzzles so much. The parlor game is one of my favorite like mini puzzles in this entire game. It's just it's a nice change of pace, honestly, from a lot of the other puzzles. Because it's purely logic. You don't have any RNG to worry about. We'll do corridor here just to get closer to the... I want to continue this route as far as I can without retracing steps. Shit. Let's do hallway here. We will go ahead and draft down, but I'm not too worried about making it connect here. Let's do a nook here, get a key. We don't have any keys, so this is actually going to be pretty handy. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. Nope. Go ahead and grab the mailroom here since I don't care about a dead end at this location. Ooh, that's actually a very good item. So now I'm definitely on the lookout for a Great Hall, because a lockpick kit with a Great Hall is actually amazing. I don't remember... Okay, yeah, no, I didn't do the experiment that delivers letters in here. Alright, but anyway... Let's continue on. Boudoir is always good here. Especially with the upgrade I got, because these two ivory dice... Fucking amazing. Anytime you can get dice, I recommend getting dice. And also, of course, there's the gemstone back there. If you don't know how to open the safe, I believe we opened it episode 1, so... Ooh. Choices, choices, choices. I think I'm gonna go to gymnasium here. Again, we knock out an early red room. And this gives me the most opportunities for movement. Because I think I'm going to do commissary here. And I forget, have we lowered the... Yes, we have already lowered the elevator. This one I will do the passageway, though. Just because I want to be able to turn left here. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why the amateur lockpick kit is so good. We're going to grab security because fuck archives. So if you guys don't know, my least favorite room in the entire game is archives. If I can avoid it and not dead end myself out of the day, I will. Because archives will fuck you over more than even the dark room will. I highly recommend avoiding it if at all possible. We'll set the security level right now to low and change the offline mode to unlocked just in case we do happen to find a security cabinet. Or not security cabinet, but breaker box. Because that way we can always come back here and set the security level up. We'll do a den here. And I think we can try for her ladyship's chamber here, but I'd rather not get it. Of course I say that. I love the way this game works sometimes. I like drafting a full house, but her ladyship chamber is an interesting room. Simply because, yeah, there's a good chance that the telescope spawns in here, which basically doubles up your stars for the day. And there's an upgrade disc in here. There's a couple of other things in here, but for right now they don't concern us. We can't do anything with them, so we'll just leave those be for now. I just forget if this umbrella is something, because it's like textured slightly different than everything else. But anyway, we can go ahead and take that upgrade disc back in here and see what we get. Ooh, okay, so this is one of the better upgrades you can get, and honestly it's a toss-up for a lot of people because don't ever get the first option. The first option isn't as good as the other two. +2 keys is okay, but there's plenty of other ways to unlock doors. There's plenty of ways to get more keys. You don't need the +2 keys. Bacon and eggs is an amazing setup for the next day, because what that does is whenever you eat bacon and eggs, it adds 10 steps first off, which is an amazing amount of steps. It's basically a miniature meal from the dining room. But it also adds a room called the morning room to your draft pool. which what the morning room does is it has 2 gems in it to start, and then on your next day you'll start with an additional 2 gems. The reading nook, allowing you to always get library when drafting from the reading nook, is amazing in itself, because library special effect is when drafting from library you draft less common floor plans, and there are some specific floor plans. I believe the bookshop is the only one, to my knowledge, that can only be drafted from the library. So having a guaranteed library in another way, that in a more common room, is very nice. For right now though, I do like my breakfast nook. I always go with the breakfast nook with this upgrade. And of course, now that I've played a bit more on my own, because it had been a while since I played last, when I started this series. I have since realized that my choice for the hallway was an incorrect one. Speaking of, by the way, we do have the keycard system now. So let's go ahead and flip that off. And now we can set the security level to high, and we will be more likely to run in security doors and be able to just get a free open. But anyway, when I first started the series, I was partial to the hallway upgrade that gave you an additional hallway in your next draft day, because I thought, okay, that gives us a ton of doors for the next day. I found out that diluting your pool like that is absolutely terrible. So I do regret doing that, but we have it now. We just avoid drafting the hallway as much as possible. But anyway, keycard system settings, set security level to high. So now any security doors are unlocked and they are more likely to occur. Don't believe... Yeah, we don't have the grotto yet, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's do storeroom here. We're kind of dead-ending ourselves, but we'll work around it. I just need to get a key back for that. And I did not want to draft the dark room here. Yeah, I figured this would be unlocked. I'd like to rotate this, but we'll grab boiler room anyway. Especially considering that it does still connect here, so... And I believe... Does commissary have vents? I believe it does. It's hard to tell without going into it, and I don't want to waste the steps. I don't think it does, actually. So normally you can see... You can kind of see vents if a room has them. But I don't think it does. Regardless, though. Oh, we haven't even done this puzzle yet, have we? Okay, so the boiler room puzzle. Fairly simple one. It's just about transferring steam to the correct positions. And actually, this door is going to be important later on. Once we can actually get down there without breaking everything. So that opens that up and also powers that. But actually that's not what we need right now. What we need right now is to power that. Because now we can get at the handle behind it. And that powers up this line, which we can divert this way. Yep, and that brings you up this elevator, which allows you to power up this final line, and also throw this switch so you can get back across. So now we don't really have need of the elevator anymore. So we can shut this off, turn this valve back up because we're going to need that steam going up there in a second. And we shift this around a little bit. We can power that, and yeah, I believe that powers that door. If we put it like that, though, it powers up there. Yeah, okay, that's how we want to do it. At least for right now. And then, if we come up here... Everything's powered up. We flip this switch so that everything's going into the central chamber. And now we can activate the power in the breaker room. Or, not the breaker room, the boiler room. This has a couple of different effects. It depends on what rooms you connect to them. There are also rooms that have vents that can sort of confer the power between them. But I'll show you what all it means once we find a room that has an effect with this power. One thing I will mention, by the way, is once you have this activated, you don't need to worry about having all the steam going to it anymore. Like you can see, I just flipped this switch so I could access this door. God damn it. I knew it was gonna get tougher the further up we went. If I want to continue pulling power, I need to draft archives. Fuck. I like I said, I hate archives so goddamn much, but if it's unavoidable. At least here we have power, so we can see whether or not the room can confer power. We'll also go ahead and retrieve that jackhammer if you don't mind. There's also a lot of info in the archives, I guess I should mention. Marigold wins Herald Literary Honor. Popular children's writer Marion Marigold adds yet another feather to her scholastic cap when she discovered on Thursday that her picture book Swimbird had been chosen as the Herald Literary Medal Illustrated Book of the Year. This is Marigold's second time winning this prestigious honor. The previous medal was, of course, her debut effort, and then it's cut off. She was no stranger to the public eye even before her literary success. The niece and the closest living relation of Baron H.S. St. Clair, Herbert S. St. Clair, that is our, I want to say granduncle? I could be wrong on that. It could be his uncle, it could be his granduncle, I forget. But Mary began using Marigold as a pen name to free her from the political associations that one might make with the Sinclair family. January 27th of 86. Swimbird author never considered herself success. She confided, "My son was the one that actually got me to start writing. I had always challenged myself to never tell him the same story twice at bedtime, and so as we ran out of books we owned, my imagination had to take over from there." Marigold has elaborated in previous interviews that her debut book, Red Prince, so her debut book, Red Prince, is based on her son and his inflexible love of the color red, a statement that has been held with much skepticism by the many pundits that view that book as a rather thinly veiled political critique of the Royalist Party and their unwavering blind loyalty to the throne. Publisher and author detained by Red Guard questioned. Caleb Manning and his publisher with Philip White were two of three dozen names that appeared on a leaked dossier naming them a person of interest in the Trinsdale bombing that killed 4 people last Tuesday. Although no group has come forth to officially take responsibility for the attack, it is widely believed that by authorities to be the work of the insurgent group RLCF, who also call themselves the Children of Blackwater. Ruffington Press was quick to dismiss the rumors in a statement released on Friday, maintaining that the popular author and Mr. White were simply victims of an unfortunate happenstance, whatever that means. This would not be the first time that the publishing house has defended a rogue employee. 3 years ago, an associate editor with the company was arrested for criminal conspiracy, though the charges were later dropped. Marigold drops publisher. Local authority and popular personality Marion Marigold has announced a split with her long-term publishing partner Ruffington Press, citing personal reasons. The announcement came after the arrest last week of fellow author and colleague Caleb Manning, whom Marigold has past referred to as her mentor, friend, and confidant. Marigold is the third prominent writer to distance themselves from the publisher this week. Also, sorry, I think my phone just went off. Sorry, I got distracted. Alright, Manning and White at press function. Was seen at the corner, suspicious bag under, waved down a local. This is the third major last year. Is anticipated, charged by the Crown. Manning was the last. The trial begins on Tuesday, expected to last up to with grand treason. So big shit going on in the background here. No traces discovered of Cinca heiress, but search continues. Mary Matthew Jones, Marion Marigold, the author and illustrator whose fanciful stories are written under the pen name Marion Marigold, was last seen by a close friend around 3:45 p.m. Friday, getting into a carriage after a late luncheon date at the 100 Bells Tea Room in Trinsdale. Mrs. Jones never arrived home and the carriage driver cannot be located. Family and local authorities are very concerned but have not deemed the case foul play. It's an out-of-character incident at this point and we are seeking information. Priceless jewels stolen in dramatic royal museum heist. Thieves in the royal capital of Fen Ares have broken into one of the crown's fabled closed exhibits. These lavish rooms have historically been reserved exclusively for the use of the aristocracy and high peerage, and access has never been granted to those outside noble circles. At least not until today, as local police and forensic experts have been spotted in virtually every corner of the museum grounds dredging for clues. The museum authorities said they were alerted in the middle of the night by reports of several masked intruders seen breaching the south wall and brandishing firearms. The intruders broke into the museum, subdued the royal guard, and disabled the security system. By the time the militia arrived on the scene, the burglars had simply vanished. Although an official registry of the lost jewels has not been publicly announced, among the treasured artifacts rumored to be stolen is the renowned ruby crown of Orinda Ares, the priceless crown jewel whose material worth pales in comparison to the historic value. If these rumors were true, the evidence may suggest that the theft was politically motivated. A lot of these events, like pretty much this entire book, is very important to the lore, but I can't say shit about that yet because we don't know about that yet in-game. So, let's continue on. I'm not able to pick that lock. Okay. Well, what do we got over here? Oh, this carries power. What do we got? Just about the worst thing that could have carried power. Fuck. I mean, I guess it works. Gives me a key to work with. I really wish it was anything else, but sure, game, thank you. Because if you don't know, the furnace makes you more likely to draft red rooms. I also don't know what this is, but it conveys power, so... Oh, it's laundry room. Laundry room is actually kind of interesting here. Because we don't have any allowance at the moment, and I'd actually liked swapping the star count and my allowance. What's the other one again? Swap dice and keys. But anyway, for right now, we do have to head back because a lot of dead ends. Pretty much everything off of Archives was a dead end, and that's part of the reason why I don't like the room all that much. But we do have a jackhammer now, so let's see what we get from it. Shit ton of gems is what we get out of it. I'd like to be able to get some more steps. That's the thing that's really holding us back right now. Well, there's gotta be some dig spots in here. Yep, here we go. I'm also kind of needing keys, so if I could stop getting some gems. Give me some keys, please. Ivory dice is nice. Aquarium. Because aquariums always have a dig spot. We can basically just get any gem room we want. Eh, fuck it, whatever this is. God damn it, I knew it was gonna be the bathroom. The second I clicked on it, I just had a gut feeling that it was gonna be the fucking bathroom. Unremarkable rock. Pair of gems. Oh, fancy. Got 2 gems here. Oh, it's the office. That would explain it. Another upgrade disc. Which apparently means we haven't been in here yet. So, first off, let's see what we got in this upgrade disc. Okay, this is one of the more interesting upgrades, because this isn't going to do shit for us early on. What the spare room does is it can copy effects of other rooms in the draft pool. I'm going to make it a spare hall because I plan to make it later on into a spare foyer. And what the foyer does is it makes it so that rooms and hallways are always unlocked. Alright, but anyway... The antechamber lever in the greenhouse is broken again. I don't think there's enough time to put in another work order before Simon arrives, so just make sure the west and east levers are operational. And then, of course, we have this here, but we don't know how to solve for that yet. There's also this. Bridget, please check if any of books matching these titles are available for purchase in Reddington. Flight of the Queen, March of the Count, Fall of the Lord, Passing of the Barons, Herrings of the Major. Had a little trouble reading the Baron's writing, so I'm not sure if the last title is intended to be Hearings or Herrings, but knowing Herbert, I suspect either would be suitable. Herrings, red herrings, the red text, we can ignore it. March of the Count. That's going to be important later on. I'm not going to say how, but that is how you get into that save. Alright, let's try keep going. We'll do Rumpus Room here. Gives us some money, and we can speak to the great Alzara. What you got for me, bud? I always love seeing this guy's cutscenes. They're always interestingly cryptic. What you got?
As it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
If you could, I'd appreciate it.
Yes. The fog is clearing. I see a shadow in the doorway.
Nursery and dark room.
Silent footsteps in the hallways. An unlatched gate you did not open. A missing item you did not take. I see a young boy watched from afar. A young boy who once was brave, but now afraid. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara.
So that's basically, he starts over on his usual spiel of, I'm not going to talk to you again until tomorrow. I don't actually know what that one is referencing, aside from, hey, there's an outside area, go check that out. The young boy watched from afar, I have a inkling of what that might be referring to, but it's tenuous at best. So that one's one of the trickier ones to kind of decipher what Alzara's meaning with a lot of what he's saying there. Alright, but anyway, we need to head this way. Oh, Ladyship's Chamber, I entered Boudoir. I forgot that that did that. I honestly forgot about the effect of her Ladyship's Chamber. It's very nice, honestly. The other thing is, if you get the walk-in closet, it makes that one better too. Alright, what do we got over here? If I want to continue the day, I need to keep moving forward. And that was just about the perfect room to pull here. We'll go ahead and have the steak. I don't think we can even draft the showroom yet. Could be wrong, but... I don't think the showroom shows up until after you've reached room 46. Also, I will gladly take a music room here. Okay, secret garden key. That would actually be ideal right there. So whenever you have like this fuzzy effect, I know that that right there is going to be a red room. Let's go ahead and draft this. We still haven't solved the problem in here because we can't yet with what we know. Let's redraw. Do guest bedroom here just so we get some steps back. Alright, let's make our way back up. The problem with today is gonna be steps. That's gonna be the main limiting factor here. As it so often is early game. Late game steps aren't a big issue at all. There are times where I blow through steps just to get to a new section of the game. But yeah, early game step count is gonna kill you. Especially here. But if we can secret garden here, we have 2 keys to get here. We might have it today. Oh wait, no shit, we don't. So we don't have the power hammer. Special keys, secret garden key. Yeah, I think the only lever we can access right now is gonna be... If I could deconstruct the jackhammer, that'd actually be amazing. Because I'd get back the broken lever and the battery pack. Yeah, that hits the west. I think I'm gonna end the day without checking the jackhammer back in. Just so that I can put all 3 of those items back in the pool. Well, our key problem is suddenly very much solved. Alrighty then. Bad thing is that we're kind of blocked off. Telescope. Southern Cross, and then we're gonna get Southern Cross again doing this. So rooms with 4 doors are extremely common today. That would have been very nice right here. Hindsight's 2020. Give me the attic, why not? This is basically the end of the day anyway. I have the jackhammer though. How? Could the broken lever spawn right now? No, like, genuine question. Also, treasure map. In a part of the house we can't get to. You know where that is? Right here. Ah, god damn it. Alright. Just get back to coat check. I don't even want to check. I do kind of want to check the jackhammer. Just to get that broken lever. Or, just to keep it. But I also want the broken lever back. So actually, I don't think I'm going to check anything. I think we're just going to call it here. That broken lever, the fact that I put it into the jackhammer is fucking me over, and I need it back. Also, red in, because we had so many red rooms, so many bedrooms. Hey, that rhymes. Alright, but anyway. Continue on. We'll probably do, if the day is similarly long, we'll only do 1 more day for today. We're getting close, though. That time it was just unfortunate drafting out of the archive, because, again, I fucking hate the archive. But hopefully we can get there sooner or later. We'll do spare hall. Also, I'm getting a ton of text from... Oh, I'm getting a bunch of videos from my girlfriend. Oh, it's someone's birthday. It's adorable. Yeah, I think it's one of her sister's birthdays. I need to get better at remembering birthdays. Yeah, this is what I was talking about with the Nook. Bacon and eggs. 10 steps and adds morning room to today's draft pool. So if I can get morning room early on to show you guys, that'd be amazing. But it's kind of finicky in where it can be drafted. Because that has to be on, like, one of the outer edges. Blue box contains gems. The black box contains gems. Only 1 box is true. Well, if that's true, then both of these are false, which means the white box would contain the gems. If that's false, then 2 boxes would have to be true. Which means both of these... So yeah, this one has to be true. These are both false. Which means the white box contains the gems. See, I'm a smart. Alright, let's grab security here. There's a rare chance for the security room to just spawn the key card for you, and I always hope that it does, but it almost never does. Yeah, here's the morning room, by the way. I won't draft it here because I kind of want to get that, like, one little corner there. Ooh. Yeah, let's grab greenhouse here, actually. Get some gems from the flowers in here. Actually better than a morning room, so I'm glad I did that. We also get the metal detector, and because we ended the day without checking the jackhammer, we should be able to get a broken lever to open up the southern door. Here's hoping. For right now, though, let's continue on. We'll do veranda here. Better chance of finding stuff in green rooms. We, of course, don't have a shovel at the moment. Billiard room here would be nice. Yeah, let's do that one. Because billiard room gives us keys. Alright, 6. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 1 plus 17 is 18 divided by 2 is 9. By the way, that's what the purple is divided by. 20 plus 3 is 23, minus 13 is 10, times 2 is 20, divided by 4 is 5. And here we go. Exactly what I needed. Oh, apparently some coins back here. Yep. Metal detector's so fun. Oh, greenhouse and veranda. I just not realized. Let's do secret passage here, and there's a trick I want to show off a little bit with the secret passage. Always, or not always, but 90% of the time, pick the green one if you're drafting into the center of the house. Because that special cost bypassed. If you are ever drafting in this game and it is trying to give you 3 rooms that all cost gems, the first blueprint will always be free. Like, they will just take away the gem cost, which is amazing if you're doing it near the center of the house, because Cloister, which normally costs 3 gems, can be completely free. There's also a puzzle here, but I can't show it off yet because, again, we don't know about it. Of course, everything's locked still, but... courtyard. Because we're more likely to find items in green rooms too, so... Apparently there's also... Oh, shovel. I'm fucking blind. And we have a sledgehammer for this. Give me those keys. And what do we got in the ground? Old shoe. I think there's a chance to dig up a broken lever. That's the only reason why I'm really checking these. We'll do aquarium here. Because again, this counts as a green room, so there's a higher chance of finding items. Bingo! Alright, we got our broken lever. So we can use the greenhouse entrance if we want to. We have our way in. We can get into the basement. We also have plenty of keys. Yeah, so now it's just getting to this door right here. Fuck. Well, we have to draft this and get a gem and a die. Trying to remember, can we reach the dirt piles? Nope, we cannot. Okay. Well, in that case, we kind of have to backtrack a little bit. Let's cut back through here. Yeah, because this just leads to the same spots anyway. So let's draft from security room now. Yeah. And get Den here. Get another gem. I said get another gem. Thank you. I kind of want to save gems. Normally I'd be all for... Actually, I think I get some gems today, don't I? Yes, I do. Diamondus, Minor, and the Twins. Yeah, that was the right call then, because that gave me back the gem for this place and gave me 2 chests for my sledgehammer. We'll do Commissary, not because I need to buy anything, but because that gets me into Foundation. Well, not giving me many options here, are you? We'll do Morning Room, get some more gems. Plus, decent chance of finding items. Oh, hold on, that was a vault key. Vault key 233. So the vault is something else entirely. Oh, hello, upgrade disc as well. Jesus, that gave us a lot. I forgot how good the veranda is. Well, I mean, if we're gonna be dead-ended anyway, may as well do this. Get one of everything. But, God, what was I talking about earlier? I completely blinked on it. Oh, vault keys. Vault keys are interesting because of just the fact that you need a very specific room that has a very high cost of entry. If I remember correctly, it requires 3 gems to draft. I will do nursery here, actually. Another... You're giving me a ton of vault keys that I can't do anything with at the moment. Do I risk it? I got plenty. There's still a lot of stuff in the draft pool that will give me back steps. This is fine. We'll go ahead and do terrace so that green rooms don't cost any gems to draft. We can save our gems for more important things. Hallway here. Okay, we have to re-roll because we need the south door. Okay, we have access. We have our way in. Now we just need to get back there. So that is a fantastic start. Thank you, game. That's locked. Okay. Let's head back the other way. We have a lever. We can cut through the cloister. Hit the lever. That gets us into the antechamber. That has a lot of steps to use. I think I have to try and get more steps before I go for that. Oh, I can't. We're just gonna have to wing it and hope. I don't know if we actually have enough to do what I'm wanting to do. And if we don't, that's a fucking heartbreaker. Because it's through this hallway. That actually might be huge. That turnip right there might have saved us. Pop the broken lever on there. We have our way into the antechamber. This is the first time that we're actually going to be able to access it. So now we head back that way. Along the way, we should actually check the commissary, because there's a chance that they sell bananas. Fuck, actually the commissary isn't even this way. If we get this, it is going to be fucking tight. Okay, basement key. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't think we get it. I think we're just short. You can always try these dig spots for more radishes, but I don't think we're getting any. Oh, I don't think we're getting there. We're getting into the basement at the very least. We don't make it. I think the best thing I can do right now is actually set up for future days. That's the best thing I can do right now. And it sucks because we're so close. We are right on the cusp of getting it. And we have to accept the fact that we don't have enough steps to get where we need to go. I can check commissary. Maybe there's something in here. Oh, actually they are selling bananas. But even then, I don't think that's enough steps. Because thinking about it logically, I'd take one step back to get back down to the foundation. And then I would need 5 back from the foundation. Do I think that there's only like 5 steps subtracted down in the foundation? But also try down here for a dining room. That's what we'll do. What we're going to do is we're going to head back this way. We're going to use the security room to use our 2 upgrade discs. Take the safe bet. And then hope that we get steps from the rooms we haven't explored yet. And if we do, that will be our way in. Mailroom is actually one of the best ones to upgrade right now. Because there is one specific upgrade, not same day delivery, no contact delivery. Makes it so that the package you would normally receive from the mailroom, you don't have to draft the mailroom again. It just shows up on the front doorstep of the next day. So yes, give that. But anyway, we have another upgrade disc. Let's pop this in. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, Courtyard is actually really good to get. There's a few different upgrades here. I'm not entirely sure which one's the best one. I know which one's the worst one. The worst one's the dig spots. Courtyard is decent, but I like the Courtyard with 2 gems. Because as long as you're going in with 1 gem, you're coming out with profit, and you have all the other shit with the Courtyard itself. Anyway, let's see if we can't save the basement run. That's actually a fantastic start. That might have just saved it on its own. Oh, especially with the nursery. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we got there. Because now it's 1, 2, 3, 22 when I reach the foundation. And then I would just need 5 left over, so I need... So it's 17. So do I use 8 in the foundation? Let's see. One to get in that room. One to go down. I think we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, I genuinely think we have it now. I think that guest bedroom just saved the run. Holy shit. It's always the most random rooms that Savior runs. Like, guest bedroom is normally, like, terrible because it's a full-on dead end. Basement door is locked. Get that shit open. Yeah, this puzzle. Alright. So this puzzle is fairly simple once you understand it. It is just moving around boxes. It's annoying, but not all that difficult. But there is quite a bit here as far as how to get to where I need to go. Yeah, because I need that over here now. That one's good. Let me push this one in. I think that's how that goes. Yeah, we need to get over there. So actually we need this one all the way over here. By the way, none of this is taking steps. That's the best part about all of this. I don't know about you, but I'd be damn tired after moving around all these boxes. We also need to move this one over. Actually, we kind of need to move it a little further than we need to, because we actually need to be on this side when we try to go up, so we need to have access to the back there. Pull this back toward us. Now we should be good to move this way. Yep. That gets us over here, which allows us to push this cart into position. Now, we just push these into position. And I think we should be good. Because we don't need to get over there anymore. We got what we needed from that. So lift this up. It's in the perfect position. Now we just head over here. By the way, can you talk about how light Simon is to be walking on all these cardboard boxes? Like, I'm 350. I'm a big boy. I step on any of these, they will break. 100 bells, Sandy Heights, 5 p.m. And then we also have a diagram for the antechamber levers. That looks like that's it. But that diagram is actually very handy because it shows you west lever is in the secret garden, north lever is underground, east lever is in the great hall, south lever is in the greenhouse. But there's more stuff here that I can't read without the magnifying glass, which unfortunately we did not get this run, but maybe in the future. For right now, though, we have our path across. Hit the button. And we have our path down. Of course, we also have the boat path. We could have taken that, but eh. And actually, I forgot how few steps the underground actually takes. I think it's actually pretty light on steps. I think I'm only going to use a total of 6 while I'm down here, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 7. Or not maybe 7, maybe 8. And remember, I have to double my steps everywhere I go because I got to backtrack. There it is. Room 46. It's one hell of a puzzle to get there initially, and a lot of people say that it is the sort of end of the tutorial, funnily enough. I know a lot of people take getting to room 46 as the final goal of the game. And I'm not going to say that's wrong. The developers themselves even say that's not a wrong approach. If you're satisfied with just getting to room 46, that is a perfectly reasonable place to end your game. But, and actually I will say this, if me getting to room 46, to all of you, is a perfectly reasonable end to this series, I'll accept that. If you don't want to see any more blueprints, let me know down in the comments. We'll end this series right here. Simon got to room 46. He got his house. He got his inheritance. That's a good ending. But if you're like I was when I played this game, if you're curious about some of the lore that we've seen, everything we've seen in the archives, everything we've seen pretty much all throughout this fucking puzzle of a mansion, then there are stories left to tell. There are puzzles left to solve. There are mysteries yet to uncover. So let me know if you want to see those. But for right now, we've succeeded.
There was once a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves. And he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies. He couldn't see beyond the red shade he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. Prince saw something new. And if you look closely, you might see it too. The skies parted and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color. The color blue.
Love that moment so much. It's insane to think that there's still so much game after this, especially since they're rolling credits. But rest assured, if you guys want to see more of this, there is so much left to show, so many more puzzles to go into. I've barely even scratched the surface. What I've shown you all through the, I believe, 5 episodes now, is the setup to all of Blueprints' deeper puzzles. It is showing you how the drafting system works, showing you how to strategize toward an end goal, how to prioritize rooms, how to find what you're looking for in the right place where you need it, and to have enough steps and enough resources to do what you need to do. Everything up to this point is training you for the actual game. And that is fucking insane to me. Blueprints is an amazing game, and honestly, I know the whole AI situation is a massive question mark on that front. Clair Obscura is an amazing game. I agree that if it weren't for all the AI, it should have won Game of the Year. I'm so happy this game got recognized. I'm so unbelievably happy this game got recognized as the indie gem that it is. And I am really hoping that we see more games like this. Because this game has taken over my life. It is so beautifully made. I cannot sing its praises enough. Regardless, though, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys decide, look at that, your new home. If you guys decide that this is where you want the story of Blueprints to end, then that is the finale. I thank you guys all so much for watching this one. Simply because this is a game, like I said, I hold near and dear to my heart. This is one of my favorite games out there, and I'm so glad that I finally got to give it its due justice. Originally, I did try and record it for the channel, but it was back when I hadn't figured out my style. I wasn't as proficient in making videos, so it kind of fell by the wayside. I'm so unbelievably happy that I can come back and actually give you guys a good series on Blueprints. One of my favorite games out there. And like I said, let me know if you want to see more of it. I would be more than happy to show you the depths that are hiding behind Room 46. But for right now, that's going to be all for me today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Go check out some of my other videos. We played through Blueprints all the way up to this point. We've reached Room 46 on day 13, which of course is nowhere near as fast as you can get there. There's a trophy for getting there on day 1. But I'm satisfied with this if you guys want this to be the ending. Again, though, thank you all so much for watching, and have a good day.